lots of talk about mobility. So this is going to be a good time. First things first, I'm going to come this way just a little bit. I want you guys to smash out your trap neck area in some form or fashion. This is kind of an easy, dumb way to do it. And by dumb, I don't mean like unintelligent. I just mean it's not super complicated. So we've got to do this a bunch of times before. Just getting underneath, pulling the bar to you. It's like really hitting your trap. And coming up. But you know what? This really isn't all that targeted. The bar itself is not going to dig in quite so much. So, if you wouldn't mind. So, this has a little bit of setup to it, and I know I've shown this to people before, and nobody seems to ever want to do it. And judging by Stuff's face, when we actually start to do this, you'll figure out why no one wants to do this. So, you just want to get the strap. Select one of the thicker ones. There are two different between the thin ones and the thick ones. Thin ones will just the ball will pop out a little bit too easily. So when you come around here, so you can see what we're looking at. That should be fine. So, you're going to start off with the kettlebell on one side of you. You're going to get the ball in here, like so, and then you're going to go ahead and kind of put your arm and your head through. Okay? Come real close so you can see in detail where this is going to go. So then you're going to put it up here on your shoulder. You do not, like collarbone's right here, right? So you don't, when you raise your hand, if you find that your collarbone is just kind of reach up, and the ball, if it's on the collarbone, we don't want this. We want the ball on something that's soft. And then you can go ahead and just relax as best you can. And this ball is just going to fall into her soul, okay? And you're going to see, let's see, pull that. Is that on your collarbone? No, okay, good. So that's going to be really brutal. And you're going to want to hold that for about a minute. It's very hard to do that. Look at her face. Just look at her. She's trying to smile. She can't smile. She can't smile. Yep, see, look at that. It's like a smile, but it's like a pain smile at the same time, all right? This is freaking awesome. All right, you can go ahead and put it down. But about a minute worth, and that's going to feel like money. Again, it does kind of suck to set up and whatnot, so tomorrow I'll have a couple of these set up for you. The kettlebell weight is kind of up to you. Heavier is obviously a lot worse, but, 16 to 24, something in that general range. So either of those is an option. This one would be my preferred option. Next thing, let's go over here and look at this for a second. By the way, smash at your calves. A lot of people smash at their calves on a regular basis. This is a good thing. Smash at your calves. But most people do it with the roller. This is really, really fun. And there is actually another video on the YouTube channel where I'm doing this to Phil. And so we're going to do the exact same thing I do to Phil. And it's a very funny video. You can probably check it out. You come. So what we're going to do, I know this one's pretty brutal. What you're going to do is you're going to come down here. Actually, yeah, why don't you go in and sit. And you're going to pick side. I think probably it's easiest to start lower down on your calf, so like just in like the Achilles range. And we're just going to kind of roll the bar up. So if she can, sometimes it's kind of harder to reach forward to do it yourself. Sometimes you need a partner for this, but I don't think always. You can kind of reach forward and just roll this, and as you roll it, it's going to go this way, okay? And this might not be terrible. I'm guessing it's not so bad, right? So even as you go through the whole thing, but what this is going to do is it's going to kind of build a pressure wave the whole way down. Now, if your calves are not particularly tight, we have a little bit of an aid to this. So go ahead and roll it all the way back down. So we get the sandbag. Yay for that. Watch your face when we do this. This is going to be pretty accurate. So hold the sandbag, please, love. And then we're just going to roll it this way. It's terrible, right? It's terrible. So, I'm just going to roll it this way. And sometimes, you do need a partner for this, but you could do it yourself if you just hold your arms kind of close and keep the sandbag on with your forearms. You can go roll. Oh, that's good. Okay, so let's just go ahead and roll it. And anyway, the point is, you can roll that the whole way up and the whole way back down, and that is excellent. That will make your calves feel like butter. Butter, if Scott's watching this. Anyway, so moving on to the next things, just a couple things we have today. We have overhead presses, so if you want to come over here real quick, sorry about that. Sorry, Tracy. So, overhead press, just come like right here. We're going to look for a grip that's about shoulder width apart. It's normally where your rack position is, or maybe a little bit more narrow, something along those lines. It's normally shoulder width or a little bit wider. It's kind of cute. So we're going to get our hands, and if you could just come real close for a second around here so you can see my hand. I want your grip to not be like this. We talked about this with a barbell or with a pull-up before. Not like this, but I want it to be a little bit more like this, so that the bar sits not kind of here, but it sits on your whole hand. Okay, it's gonna feel a little bit better to get your whole hand on there. All right, so get your whole hand on the bar. You're good. You can back up a little bit. And then we're gonna get underneath like so. Come up. Keep your elbows underneath. I'll face you just for a second, and then we'll look at it from the side. So from here, and then what we're looking to do is we're just gonna keep our elbows in as we go the whole way up. Okay? And back down. And the whole way up, etc. Okay, from the side, your elbows should stay underneath it. You should stay really rigid, so tension in your stomach, tension in your butt, pressing it up, bringing it down. Alright? Good. Just like that. Keeping the elbows underneath the whole time. Alright? So, enough of that. The workout itself is going to have running, burpees, sumo deadlift, high pulls, and toes to the bar. So let me just go over a little bit of each of those real quick. The sumo deadlift, high pull. Quickly with the bar, we're going to have your hands a little bit narrower than maybe like a press grip. Feet, this is the widest thing you do with your feet. Okay, your feet are not going to be wider for any other exercise, so make sure they stay wide. And we're just going to keep our arms really, really tight, straight down. Alright, we're going to dip, and we're going to come up really hard, that straight elbow position, or to that completely lockout position before we bend our elbows up to finish off. So it's going to look like this. But make sure that you're not pulling early. You're not pulling with your arms until your legs are completely straight. Okay? That's going to be the major thing that I want you to work on with some of the high pulls tomorrow. Burpees. Everyone knows burpees. Everybody hates burpees. I'm not going to say a lot about them other than the push-up on the way up. I really need you guys, when you get down, to be kind of generating that kind of pulling in torque on the ground. So get your hands, really pull your hands in. It's not really that hard to do. I know it gets kind of hard to think about doing it, but it's not hard to do as your hands hit the ground. You just want to make sure that you're kind of pulling the part of it. Alright? Toes to the bar are well known. You guys just pull your toes to the bar. For those of you who are not terribly proficient at toes to the bar, do stick in the area in terms of like knees to elbows, leg height, etc. However high you can go, keeping the cadence, the consistency in the cadence. So, whatever you're doing, we want you to go and get to here as quick as you can. Alright? So, we want to avoid the long kick. That. Up, and then